What is up, people of the Switch Kingdom? I'm your host, Zach. I've got Jake and Gabe with me. SwitchForce is ready to unite for CommentForce number 9. Today we have comments from a whole slew of individuals. Thank you to everyone who commented this week, everyone who watched the videos, everyone who participated in this incredible community, and we love you all. So, how are you guys' weeks?
It was a week.
Yeah. It was a week?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was very weeky.
It was good.
I think it's interesting because we do talk a lot, but in case people don't know, we're all three on kind of like opposite. We kind of form like a triangle where like Gabe is in Texas, Jake is in Indiana, and I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, but a triangle nonetheless.
Yes. I've been playing a lot of Zelda.
Huh?
Okay, so continue there. We're all in separate places. Keep going. You were going somewhere with that, I would assume.
Well, what I was going was, so sometimes I don't know what you guys are doing. I mean, maybe you're getting married, maybe you're
can tell you that
meditating,
right now.
Maybe you're...
Should probably do that more.
Maybe you're, I don't know, maybe you're writing a book, maybe you're doing a lot of bowl. Gabe, I feel like you'd be a great bowler. I feel like you've got a face of a bowler.
I'm a terrible bowler.
You have the face of a bowler.
No, but also, we all know what each other is doing for the most part, for most of the days.
Don't know my life.
Playing Graceful Explosion Machine and drawing up ideas for new videos, yeah. Anyhow, hopefully everyone has had a good week. I think we've had a pretty good week. A lot of stuff going on in the world, but hopefully the next 20 to 40 minutes can be a chance for you to forget all about that and just delve into the world of Nintendo. And we start off with Jaden, a.k.a. Datboy, who says, I bought Snipper Clips, but I can't play it because my sister always rages at me and my mom and dad won't play with me.
I want to know, is your sister older or younger? Like, is it a younger sister who's just like really cranky and ornery, or is it an older sister who thinks she knows better? But regardless, he's Datboy. He should be able to get friends immediately.
Yeah, wheel yourself over to someone else's house and invite a new Snipper Clip.
Hey,
buddy.
I'm Datboy.
Yeah,
my friend plays Snipper Clips.
I'm a big advocate of meeting strangers and playing games with them.
Gabe, have you even done that yet? Or are you just all talk and no show?
No, I've absolutely done it.
You've made friends with strangers and played Switch with them?
With a relative stranger, yes.
Okay. Well, Gabe, you can tell me the story, but that's okay.
Yeah, let's not get into details here, but yes, Snipper Clips has been played with someone I don't know very well.
All right, good job.
I got to know them better because of Snipper Clips.
And, of course, we have a weekly Switch with a Stranger story coming up. But for now, the Ultimate Airbender says, Super Mario Strikers is stuck in my Wii and I lost the power cord. So this is a very a series of unfortunate events here that, like, does he buy... Can you buy... I'm sure you can buy, like, used power cords.
Yeah, just go on eBay or
save this.
Or just go on Craigslist.
But if he doesn't have a Wii that's working, so what's the point of it, like... having Super Mario Strikers?
He could put it in his Wii U.
Oh, true. Well,
we're like the geniuses that we're like, get a new power cord. He's like, ding, never thought of that. We saved your day.
Do you hope maybe one of your friends has a power cord? There's a lot of Wiis out there.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of Wiis. Speaking of that, do you guys see that some different traders, not traders, but traders were saying that they're predicting the Switch to sell better than the Wii?
I don't think it happens, but
yes, do it.
I'm
all for that.
To Cool Nerd says, so just wondering, what are your E3 predictions? I think we will see some Metroid and maybe something to do with the Switch accessories that we saw from those patents. I honestly want to see a new Assassin's Creed or Animal Crossing. Gosh.
I was going to say.
Forgive me, Nintendo. But I don't think that will happen. Possibly Rocket League on Switch. I believe that would make a great game. Hoping to see some good indies and streaming apps. Official Nintendo skins would be great because of the whole third-party skins issue. And we'll make a full E3 predictions. And obviously the three of us are going to be at E3 to bring you all that coverage. But I kind of want to just like briefly touch on it and give just kind of like maybe one prediction each.
Mario.
Virtual Console.
Mario. Okay, and my prediction is going to be new IP.
There we go. You got that predictions.
That I cannot predict. I am beginning to get a little nervous because I'm expecting this like blowout E3. But they have so many major games announced. I'm starting to get a little nervous. But we'll cover that fully in a new video. I think Rocket League would be fantastic, and I think it's probably going to happen at some point. They sounded interested.
My real hope for E3 is just an announcement that Xenoblade 2 doesn't get pushed back, because I'm afraid that game isn't coming this year, even though they keep saying it is.
Yeah, I mean, they just had that, what do you call it?
You're talking about Xenoblade Chronicles?
Talking about the new one.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X, yeah.
Yeah. So that was so recent. That's why this seems odd to me and everyone else. But
again, it's not new, but yeah, sure.
Well, new-ish.
No.
Considering like how far, how big those games. I don't know. Anyhow, we'll give you more E3 predictions soon.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Benjamin Vonk is our Graceful Explosion Machine supporter here, saying, "Fun game. Only played a little over my lunch hour, but it's perfect for that." And I totally agree. We had some people saying it looks like a phone app. It looks like it's not worth the price, guys and girls. This game is 100% worth $12.99.
Simplicity does not mean it's bad. Simplicity sometimes is like the best thing.
Someone's like, a couple people are like, you can only do a few things. Mario, you can just run and jump.
Yeah, like
greatest video game franchise of all time.
Well, yeah, debatable, but yeah, like one of the best games ever, like Super Mario World or Mario Brothers 3. You're literally just running and jumping, and that is it. So.
Yeah, so give it a chance. I think it's super fantastic. I'm glad Benjamin here is enjoying it, and it is a really great stopgap game for lunch hour breaks or things of that sort. Nania Business came in with the business on Lego City Undercover, which is the first time I played a Switch game and been very disappointed because this is a really strong Lego title that has super sucky performance, and apparently it's even worse in handheld. Nania says, co-op is a beautiful 10 frames per second, and handheld is a beautiful 20 frames per second. Totally worth the 60. Docked is pretty similar to PS4, but I exchanged the Switch copy because the handheld is atrocious. And I've seen numerous reports and comments and anecdotes on this that it performs very poorly in handheld. And, because we talked a lot about upcoming games for Switch, I don't think this is an instance of the Switch not being sufficient. I think it's totally an instance of a lazy port. Because it has similar loading issues on PS4 and Xbox One, which clearly are not lacking for power, and in general it just seems like they pooped out this port to charge 60, which is a bummer. And people mention like it's really cheap on Wii U, you can get it there, it takes full advantage of the gamepad functionality, and so kind of a bummer that the first like new third-party game, if you will, or one of the first new third-party games to be released simultaneously across Switch, PS4, and Xbox One is just kind of a lazy effort.
So you think there's no cause for concern?
I don't. In this instance, I don't think there is, because of the fact that PS4 and Xbox One are reporting similar issues. And frankly, the Wii U had really bad load times as well. I think we all just expected them to correct that as they went.
I mean, I think that this is even a good topic for a separate video, but like, a game like this that's like bigger, but still not like super graphically intensive. Like, I haven't played it, but I mean, if it's really like 10 FPS or like close to it, it's probably not actually 10. Because that's like really not playable at all. But like, if you're getting like 20 FPS like in handheld mode, maybe there's gonna be a problem. So I mean, who knows? Again, that's probably a topic that we can like make a full video on actually. So, but
yeah, I really like. No alarms need to be sounded. I really think this is an issue of a poor port and not a poor system performance. But just want to fill people in. It sucks to say that. I feel bad because it's a fun game, and I still think it's an enjoyable game. And if you can look past some of the performance things, if you plan on mostly playing docked, if you're okay with some long loads, it's still a really great game. The game itself is all there, but it just kind of sucks to have to, be like, yeah, they kind of phoned this one in. Speaking of phoned in and power, KKC, the Donut Master, says, you guys are really overestimating the power of the console. It's really good to run cartoony games, especially if they're linear. Breath of the Wild had major frame rate issues at times, and that was cartoony with anti-aliasing everywhere. Games like Far Cry would have to have a low resolution with tons of anti-aliasing for it to have minimal frame rate issues. Pair that with a 1 to 2 hour battery life, Switch is good with indie retro games, also with in-house specifically tailored AAA games, but not much else. And this was kind of a common thread on our top 5 open world games video, where people seem to really believe that the Switch is not capable of not only earning these partnerships, but even handling the games. And I kind of want to just give our 2 cents on that briefly.
My thing is, like, we don't know quite yet. Like, yes, we know the specs of the Switch, but, like, we won't know that they can't do these things until they try. I mean, they can just not try, I suppose.
Right.
But I never had, like, bad frame rates in Breath of the Wild, like, ever.
Yeah,
especially like,
there's very few load times. Like, it loads everything right at the beginning of the game, and you can pretty much go anywhere and, like, in and out of buildings, and there's, like, no real loading except when you, like, fast travel or go on a shrine.
And especially, like, now, like, post-patch, like, there was a patch that fixed whatever frame rate issues we're having, and everybody seems to be happy with it now. The other thing, yeah, give it to, I mean, it's going to be 720p in handheld, sure. Like, that is a lower frame rate. So that's, like, that goes without saying. As long as they can get it to work 1080p or close to 1080p, it doesn't even have to be full 1080 because Zelda isn't 1080p and it still looks great on the TV while docked. So just get it close to that. And yeah, you're gonna lose some of the detail or whatever, but I think you can make it work. I'm not a developer, but
you're not.
I did not develop Zelda, but
Gabriel, you told me all that's the reason you're on SwitchForce.
No
resume. We're taking applications for a third host.
Logan,
Gabe, the liar, is lost on us.
Logan, right in again. Yeah, but I feel like someone should give it a try at least to bring a full on game.
That's kind of my thoughts as well. Like, if we get a Far Cry or a Assassin's Creed or a Call of Duty or, I don't know, some port and it sucks, okay, then we can say this. And yeah, the Switch is not as powerful as its competitors, and especially not once you're, introducing Scorpio and PS4 Pro and new PC graphic cards into the equation. But I don't think it's not that low on the totem pole, right? It's not just for indie and retro games. I think that's a bit much to say.
And somebody had made this comment, and I wish we would have selected it, but somebody said Rise of the Tomb Raider ran on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Destiny ran on 360, and you look at it, and we have not been presented with anything to really speak on one way or the other. I mean, yes, Zelda is cartoony. That's a massive game, and I haven't had frame rate issues. I mean, you look at upcoming titles, and we've seen, Xenoblade 2 footage, we've seen Mario footage, we've seen Mario Kart, we've seen ARMS. We haven't really seen much except Skyrim, I guess, which is an old game, granted. But frankly, if Skyrim can run, I think Far Cry can run. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, all up to date on the tech specs, but I don't think it's going to be as impossible of a situation as KK is worried it will be.
Even Far Cry 3 wasn't also on 360. If you can just make them look like that, on the Switch, I'll be happy with that. I didn't mind that at all. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. The Boon says, honestly, this last gen and a half, I have been mainly a PC gamer. The Switch is the first console in a long time that got me excited about console gaming again. I will always play my PC a lot, but it's in my bedroom. I can play my Switch anywhere. It's a perfect combo, it just needs more games. And this is from our 1 month review, and a lot of people said this, that Switch has them excited about console gaming and excited about gaming for the first time in a long time. And obviously we've had a lot of great games lately, but I love the fact that Nintendo has made hardware something for people to rally around.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I have said, that, it has allowed me and people around me to pick up and play games that you wouldn't normally ever have the time or just thought process to sit down and spend a few hours on Zelda or something, but now you can.
Yeah. And a lot of people said that their 1 month story was endlessly searching for a Switch that they could not find, which was sad.
That is very sad.
And a lot of people said they played, infinite hours of Zelda. But most people in general seem happy, kind of like the Boon here.
And to address the just needs more games things, I might be in the minority, but I'm happy with the little trickle that we're getting. We had Snake Pass 1 week, which it's a game I don't like very much. But then we got Graceful Explosion Machine, which I like a lot. And then this week we get Mr. Shifty and Wonder Boy. So, there's small stuff slowly coming this month. We still get Mario Kart. So, I personally am okay with the output of games. It'd be cool to have more, but...
I mean, if there's a slow trickle, then it will slowly build up to be more and have a bigger game library overall.
Yeah.
So there's that to look forward to.
Yeah. Mythic Forge XP says, I know this makes the Switch look bulkier in reference to the Switch Charge case that's up on Indiegogo, but I think this should have been the final design of the Switch. Heck, if the Switch were that big, maybe some beefier specs could have been thrown in. Probably wouldn't have been very affordable. So yeah, and a lot of people kind of echo this, that they thought this improved battery life, the improved sort of, I don't know if form factor is the right word, but kind of how it looks and the features and benefits it gives, that they really liked and wish that Nintendo would have natively incorporated these. But people were a little skeptical on the price because it is an incredibly expensive investment. But that Switch Charge seems to be a very interesting piece of tech. And Jake, I thought you could maybe give us some more of your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it is expensive, but it's basically the same as buying an extra set of Joy-Con. It was $75 for the early bird special or thing, whatever. So I mean, all Switch accessories right now seem to be pretty up there. It's not going to be you can buy a $15 battery pack and make it work. But it was adding 4 times the amount of Breath of the Wild play. So if that's something that's a major issue for you. And I think it'll be interesting to see if in the future Nintendo does come out with like a Switch Pro or something that is a little bit bigger but has better specs and better battery life and or better battery life or something like that. But I think that it's almost kind of cool that you can customize your Switch. Like if you're just kind of a casual gamer that just wants to play on the go, like small games or Zelda for like an hour or two on your commute or something like that, then like you have a sort of narrower, smaller Switch that's more portable and just like your gaming system. But if you want to like soup it up with like extra battery cases or grips for your Joy-Con or whatever, like you can have that option to kind of make it better, bigger, and better.
Yeah, awesome. I think we're gonna. It's not coming for a while, but hopefully the campaign goes well. Hopefully it stays true to their promises. Some people express concerns there, but I think we'll probably invest in one.
Yeah. Anyhow. The kickstand is very intriguing to me.
Yeah. My boy, not that boy, but my boy, says, what if there's a game like Disney Infinity where you just tap the Amiibos on the Switch and that character comes to life and you play in their worlds, like Mario, Zelda, DK, Kirby, Pokemon, Metroid, other game franchise. Well, yes. I got tripped up because it's like, Mother Brain, Metroid, they're right next to each other. I don't know. Anyhow, this is the game I've wanted since Amiibo were introduced. I thought they would make I know there's already a Nintendo Land game, but a Nintendo Land game where you similar to Disney Infinity, you're similar to Skylanders, you could tap the characters and they would all be involved in some sort of either mini game challenge or some sort of action brawler co-op type game. And I don't know that Nintendo does it. But you do, again, have the abilities, just like the Wii U, to tap these things right there. And now that you can bring it everywhere with you, you don't need, like, the separate reader like the 3DS required. Maybe there's more of a chance of this. I just think it's a shame that they have all these epic figures, and I have every single one, and I love them still. And, there's plenty more on the horizon, that we don't have a unifying title to enjoy them all with. And I know that Nintendo's strategy is typically bite-sized DLC or features to be unlocked with the Amiibo, but it would be so grand to eventually see even if it wasn't all the franchises, some sort of crossover. Nintendo is the perfect place for a crossover to happen, and I love this idea.
I'm a little bit out of touch with this. Like, is Amiibo still popular?
I mean, they had, 5 for Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
And there's rumors of more Breath of the Wild Amiibo coming. And I think it's safe to say that they're going to continue. I know that the sales and the hype have died from the initial.
That's my question.
Freakouts.
Like, I know they're still making them. I know that, but are people still like?
I think they are, because some people use them and some people just like collecting them because they have like upgraded in quality since the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to get more. I think like Splatoon 2 is going to have Amiibo. I think Mario Odyssey is going to have Amiibo. I don't think it's something that you're going to escape.
See disappear.
Yes. Manuel Zarate Jr. comes in with some Zelda critiques, and he says, and this was echoed by others as well, but he says, I don't know why, but I have a hard time calling the 4 Divine Beasts dungeons. They feel more like extended shrines. Not our usual dungeons, but it works great. I wouldn't mind another open-world Zelda that kept something similar to shrines, but added 7 main dungeons that each had a unique tool, hookshot, boomerang, etc., that you need for the dungeon itself that becomes useful afterward, but not required to progress. And people made comments on this as well, saying, like, they like dungeons that are big, that have mini bosses, that have, bosses that are very specific to the dungeon. And I do think that, based on reading all the comments, thinking about all our thoughts, that the next Zelda is going to be an extension of Breath of the Wild that just has much more depth. And it seems like that's where everyone else sees this going as well. And a few commenters made interesting points about past Zeldas hinting at what Breath of the Wild offered, in terms of how in Skyward Sword there was those little running challenges that now kind of have translated into full-on stamina, verticality, explorability, and things that have, while subtle sort of hints, definitely led to the progression that we now see in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think that this makes sense. I've kind of thought of that too. That like the Divine Beasts are like 4 or 5 shrines smashed together. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what I envisioned and hoped for, was just a Breath of the Wild with maybe a little bit more linearity and or dungeons, bigger dungeon set pieces. So I'm all for Manuel's idea or critique.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of bringing back traditional dungeons and having weapons that you need to complete those dungeons. I like that stuff. So.
And it could even be like the weapons that you don't take with you, but just like use in that dungeon and then leave there or something. If you don't want to, like, if you want to have it still keep that open world where you can go like any dungeon at any point.
Oh, I really like that idea. I really like that. And then after you beat the game, you like unlock a shop where you can get them all. Okay.
Or
Jake,
make them just tools that
we're
are used
sending
for
you to
dungeons
Japan.
instead of weapons. Like instead of like having a boomerang like that's a weapon, like it, like almost like the runes that you can use, like magnesis, you can kind of use as a weapon, but like not really, but just something like that like you would only use as a tool. I don't know.
Interesting.
Brain blast of CommentForce.
Grey Wolf 1400 has an issue that, ironically, at least 2 of us experienced this week, so I thought this was just, like, super freaky. Okay, this is weird, but I put in my 1-2 Switch game in the Switch's cartridge hole, and when it got to the loading screen, it was still loading, never ever got to the game. Tried to turn the system off, did not turn off. I will try to go to my local game shop dealer to see what the problem is, but if not, wondering if you have discovered this for yourself, SwitchForce. And yes, was it all 3 of us, or was it just me and Gabe that had these weird...
All 3 of us.
Okay, we had these weird freeze issues all right after CommentForce, and all right around when this comment was posted, which is so odd because my Switch, I took it on the plane when I flew back from Florida, played Zelda, came home, opened up the case, and it was frozen on a Zelda screen, and I had to like hard reset the system. Normal home button did not work. Normal shut up did not work. I had to hold the power button for a long time, and I think Gabe, and Jake, you had a very similar issue.
I had the exact same issue. I started up Snake Pass, and it just like got stuck on the Snake Pass screen and it just wouldn't do anything. So I had to hold down the power button for like 15 seconds and then it restarted and everything was fine.
And mine froze on the menu screen, I think, and same thing. I hard reset it and it worked fine.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That all of us were affected simultaneously. It's like the Switch just suffered a mental lapse all around the same time.
Took a little break.
Yep. Crab Dog has a funny comment. He says, "Am I the only one disappointed that a third of the games on the Switch are Neo Geo titles? 9 out of 28 games, with another coming out very soon. It's too many for a launch lamp." And like, on one hand, like, okay, I don't even mind the Neo Geo games because eventually we're gonna have Virtual Console and it's basically the same thing. But it is really hilarious when you look at the eShop and see that nearly a third of the titles are these like not even full screen old Neo Geo games. And I am surprised that not that Nintendo allowed them before Virtual Console, but that they are willing to accept so many of them, because it does make the Switch eShop look really weird when you think of it in that context.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I am befuddled by the existence of
Virtual
Neo Geo
Console,
games.
but Neo Geo, like what? It doesn't really make sense.
It's the quantity compared to the other quantity. Like, it's one thing when you have a VC and you already have like 200 games, but when you have like 7, 8 retail titles and 9 Neo Geo games, 10 Neo Geo games, is kind of funny. All right, Powerful Slash, responding to last week's DK Maker discussion, says, "Not DK Maker, I want Mario Kart Maker," which I think is a very cool idea.
There was what was the name of that Vita game that where you could like make it was a kart racer.
Oh gosh, yeah, it was on PS4 as well.
No, it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure
PS4 didn't exist at the time. It might have been PS3.
PS3? Yeah. It is called, I'm going to find it, Mod Nation Racers.
Yes, Mod Nation Racers did something similar.
Or there's like some people commented like, "I just want everything Maker, Metroid Maker, Donkey Kong Maker, Mario Kart Maker, all in the same
someone's
game."
like, "I want Nintendo Maker. You can just make any Nintendo game you want."
Honestly, I think I want Mario Kart Maker before Donkey Kong Maker, because I remember Mod Nation. That was a fun game.
Never.
Yeah, and if you had the Mario Kart charm and prowess, I think it would be even more cool. And you could do sort of like, SNES, GameCube, and Switch style, Wii U style, I guess, races. Probably won't happen, but it's a cool idea. Thanks, Powerful.
Speaking of things that probably won't happen,
the Nintendo Legend says Kingdom Hearts 3 for Nintendo Switch, and this is one of the most liked comments of the week. People are very high on that, and I think it probably seems like a solid fit because of sort of the Disney Nintendo parallels. And it would be a great, imagine the get if Nintendo had either an exclusive Kingdom Hearts game leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, since that's not coming out for a bazillion years, or they did secure Kingdom Hearts 3. But this was on the Square Enix video, and frankly, I think that, I don't know, actually. I was going to say I think the new Tomb Raider is probably the most likely, but considering Nintendo's Japanese ties, maybe some of these RPGs, or maybe an offshoot Final Fantasy, offshoot Kingdom Hearts is likely.
I don't think Tomb Raider on Switch is very likely, but yeah.
No. I will hope. Do you think that more of a Japanese developed RPG is more likely?
Of course. I mean, but I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 comes to Switch. No way.
You think we will first get a Final Fantasy or a Kingdom Hearts game on Switch, or neither?
Final Fantasy. It'll be a remake. It'll be like Final Fantasy 5.
Okay, not Virtual Console though.
Okay, so then the question: Do we get a Final Fantasy game or a Kingdom Hearts game?
First, or neither. Never.
No, we get one for like Final Fantasy 16 won't be on or I mean I don't
Crystal
even know.
Chronicles 2.
Yeah, why not? Something like
fun.
that. Yeah,
I'd take that. I'm down. A lot of people actually talk about Kingdom Hearts across many videos, so that's clearly something high on people's agenda.
But there was Kingdom Hearts games on 3DS.
That is true. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts, I don't know, maybe they're going to release like a 2.9 for Switch.
Well, I think they got all those. Like, there's a lot.
I don't never say never, Gabe. They seem to keep coming, and the game seems to keep getting pushed back. So,
well, after 2.9, which I think 2.8 is a thing already, or something.
Make a pie game.
Yeah, like at some point you got to stop with these decimals and just give us the next one.
All Thor 55 as one of my favorite comments of the week. He says, didn't bother entering the t-shirt contest, but picked up 3 of them for myself and my family. Can't wait to show them off this weekend at a con. # switch it up. I like that his whole family is going to be repping SwitchForce. I think that's just surreal.
That's very interesting.
That's
so
awesome,
when we went to PAX, I was the only one who was repping SwitchForce. So now we have somebody outside of our group that's
your trio is more SwitchForce than us.
I just forgot the shirt. I'm sorry.
Bad game.
Speaking of that, I do need to mail you guys your shirts because they are in and they look glorious. They're actually very nice and soft as well. So
you should
hopefully,
wear mine.
That would be a strange fit. Hopefully, everyone that got them is enjoying them. Carson Castensmid says, Step 1, watch SwitchForce gameplays and reviews. Step 2, buy games. Step 3, go broke. Step 4, scramble for money and repeat. Keep up the great work, though my library has expanded because of your videos. I thought that was just cool, and we are sorry for blowing your money.
Carson, and the reason I laughed was, first of all, your name's great. For some reason, like it sounded to me like Carson Palmer and Colin Kaepernick had a kid, and they named him...
Carson Castensmith.
For those that don't know who that is, those are NFL quarterbacks, and I don't know, just it tickled my brain for some reason.
Very interesting. All right, yeah, but I think that's. I'm glad that we're able to have, be a good source of recommendations for you. G. David Haar says, in the past, being a Nintendo fan has always made me a bit of a dork. But now I bring my Switch into school, and for some reason, my social status has skyrocketed. We're playing Zelda on it, and people, even girls, will be like, hey, is that the new Nintendo console? That looks so cool. Can I try it? And then I start playing Cyberclips with them, and a new friend is gained. The Switch really does just advertise itself. This makes me all the more excited for Mario Kart. I'm going to be the life of the party.
Man, you're living the life, David.
Man.
I wish I was in high school.
Also, this was really, really fun.
Man,
really cool. We're glad for you, David. You may meet your future wife via the Nintendo Switch.
I like how he says even girls. Cool, man. Cool.
That's awesome. All right. So Taurus227 has an interesting factoid. Waldorf is Ganon's dad, and he has dad rivals with Bowser.
What does that even mean?
We were talking about names last week.
What does it mean? What is a dad rival? Because Bowser has a kid and Waldorf has a kid?
Yeah, so they're dad rivals. Like, whose kid can be more evil?
So, it's like LeVar Bell, and let's think of someone else.
Ball.
I said Bell. God. I'm actually...
That was like a fusion of Le'Veon Bell and LeVar Ball. All of the sports talk. Eric Zacharias has another great maker idea. Oh my god, Mega Man Maker, please. And this one actually works. Like, it would be a super easy conversion from Mario Maker to Mega Man Maker.
Yeah, it would, and you could still make like super hard levels, just like with Mario Maker. That's what the super hardcore of the makers did. Like they would create like insane Mario Maker levels. So yeah, that could work. But Capcom not being Nintendo, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that Nintendo has a patent on the Maker. I don't think you can patent like a maker. So Capcom, go make your own maker.
Yeah, all right.
Plus, Mega Man Maker is triple M, MMM.
Oh,
hey, let's play some MMM.
Nice. Right.
Tai says, a Switch game that I feel 100% about is Super Jerry Maker, where the players shape Jerry's life, a.k.a. Gabe 2.0.
Oh, great. I for a second thought we were going to get through a week of SwitchForce without a comment about me.
There you go. You're too hot to handle, Gabe. People cannot keep their hands and comments off.
I know. You're getting selected because you're jealous.
This reminds me of the episode of The Office when they're playing Second Life, and Jerry is Gabe's Second Life. Yeah, Jerry is Gabe's Second Life character.
A couple comments about good dads. Remember last week, dads were being bad.
Wait. I didn't finish my sentence.
Oh.
There was a comment about me being bae that you didn't select because you were jealous.
Whatever. Dads, good dads. Dr. Cherry and his dad have a good little story here. The day the Switch came out, this is actually about moms. Excuse me.
Wrong parents.
Shout out to moms. Moms are good dads too sometimes. The day the Switch came out, I asked my mom if she could maybe try and pick it up at Target. She got there 5 minutes before, but didn't get one. Then went to Walmart, found they were out, went to Best Buy an hour before it opened. Now I have a Switch. She also got 1-2 Switch. I paid for Zelda and the Switch. She paid for 1-2, so that we can also all play, and a 3-year extended warranty. There you go for a good parent story. P.S. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. So shout out to Mom Cherry. We're very appreciative of your efforts. And everyone that commented with good parent stories, it's cool to see your parents supporting not only your gaming, not only your love, but also just you in general and helping you out by waiting with you, driving you places, going for you. And this applies to people who don't live with their moms and have significant others or brothers or friends that assisted them as well. A lot of really feel-good stories in the comments this week. Let's see. Okay, another one is from... Llama Plays MC. You said you wanted a good story from dads. Well, my dad bought me a Switch on the release day. I was so happy, and we have played loads of Snipper Clips together. Again, just a nice little feel-good that Llama and his dad play Snipper Clips together. And then the final comment of the week is from Yerk Diff. Hey, SwitchForce, here's a Nintendo game idea I never think will happen. A Callie and Marie spin-off Splatoon game. Essentially, it's 2 games in one, and he really put thought into this. Callie's campaign would be called Callie's Crustaceous Cooking Class, a cooking game.
Ooh,
and Marie's campaign would be called Marie's Marine Melodies, a rhythm game. If you buy the limited edition, you get access to the 3rd DLC campaign, Captain Cuttlefish's Dating Squidgulator.
Wow.
He really did put a lot of thought.
I like this. The creativity here is massive.
We appreciate your make-believe game that you made with so much thought.
So Gabe, you're a developer.
We're still
make
looking.
It.
Yeah, we're still looking for dream Nintendo Switch games. So if you have any other crazy ideas like Yerk Dev, you can send those in, and Gabe will try to get them made, even though he lied and he's not really working on Zelda. So his status for CommentForce 10 is TBD
questionable
currently. Yeah.
Too bad. Everybody loves me, except the ones that don't.
Yes, Jerry.
Good, Gabe.
Yes, Jerry. Jerry was the developer, and no, Gabe was the developer. But now since you failed, and now you're
Gabe
Jerry.
was the developer in his second live account, Jerry.
Oh yeah, whatever. This is all just a bunch of confusing mumbo jumbo at this point. So I think we'll wrap things up. Thank you so much for a fantastic week of videos and community interaction. We definitely appreciate all of you. Keep those comments coming. We will keep CommentForce coming once a week. And glad that a lot of you are having fun with the Switch. The 1 month thing sounded like a lot of people really enjoying it. Some good parent stories and some good ideas for where Nintendo will go. And we'll have to keep you up to date on where they do go now and at E3 and beyond. People still concerned that the channel is somehow alive after March 3rd, but trust me, that was the plan all along. So we will be here for next March.
Those comments are great, by the way.
And beyond. Have no fear. E3 is almost here, and all 3 of us will be going. And if any of you happen to be attending, we'd love to say hi. In the meantime, wear those SwitchForce shirts proud.
We can have a Switch LAN party.
Subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest. Hit the notification bell if you like being first. And until next time, everyone, for myself, Jake, and Gabe, thanks so much. We love you. SwitchForce out.